welcome back on the show 360 Sport, where we'll be giving you details in the world of sport. Well, AFCON is still ongoing, and we have to give you update from Cameroon. A lot of unhappiness concerning that particular stampede that happened in the city of Yaoundé at the Olembe Stadium, where 6 people have been confirmed dead. So painful. We just hope that such will never happen again in sport. CAF are really trying to see what they can do. Well, CAF issued statement concerning that particular incident in Cameroon. Still looking at the fact that they are looking at, matches had to be moved away from Olembe Stadium, where the stampede happened. According to CAF, they are considering moving all the matches away because of the fact that they couldn't control the multitude of people that thronged that particular match between Cameroon. For them to have qualified, a lot of people came to the stadium to see them, to watch them rather, play that game. Well, joining me from Cameroon is David Oku, where we'll be having him concerning that particular issue. Although David will join us later, but as we are talking right now concerning this incident where CAF, Confederation of African Football, are considering, they are really considering moving away matches. I'll also be played at the Olembe Stadium in Yaoundé, straight to other stadium, just to at least stop issue of stampede and any other occurrence that may want to happen in other matches that will be coming up. So painful and so disheartening for that incident in Yaoundé at the Olembe Stadium. Well, we just hope that CAF will be able to take the whole situation under control and continue with all the remaining matches that will be coming up live over there in Cameroon. Now we move away. Let's look at the results of matches that was played yesterday in Cameroon. Well, good one for Senegal. They were able to scale through, winning their game. They won 2-0 against Cape Verde. Let's look at the result of those games quickly. In the AFCON round of 16 matches that was played, Senegal, despite having to look at their captain Sadio Mane concussing in that match against Cape Verde, he went on to play, and a lot of people are not happy with that particular development. 2-0 they won. 2-0 they won there. Morocco defeated Malawi by 2-1. Senegal, Mane and Deng were able to score those 2 goals for Senegal. Well, the 2 giants in this group, rather in this round of 16, they did well, winning their 2 games. Senegal and Morocco, they are through to quarterfinals, the last 8, and they are celebrating. But the issue is the fact that a lot of football lovers across the globe are not happy with what happened, that Senegal authorities allow the technical crew, still allow Sadio Mane to continue playing while he got a concussion there. Well, hitting his head against the goalkeeper, that one actually got him so disturbed. Pain, a lot of pain actually happened to him. He was pointing to his head, and they still allow him to continue that particular match. Right now, it's generating a lot of discussion from football pundits, football lovers all across the globe, that at least they should have allowed him to stay off the pitch and not allow him to continue playing that game before he was eventually removed or substituted. Well, Senegal just have to get their acts together in another match so that such things will not happen. After at least CAF need to also work on that particular situation so that we don't have incident of players have to at least dying or any issue of health issues being raised over there in Cameroon. Talking about Sadio Mane for India. Joining us from Garoua in Cameroon is David Oku. David Oku, good morning.
Good morning to you. How are you doing?
In Garoua, in Cameroon, what happened concerning the issue of stampede that happened in the over there at the Olembe Stadium is really generating a lot of issues, and people are not happy. You have a say concerning that.
Yes, people are not happy. You've said it all. It's an unfortunate incident that occurred at the Olembe Stadium, which is the Paul Biya Stadium in Yaoundé, prior to the game or during the game between Cameroon and Comoros. You know, a lot of fans were inside, officials were inside, some people were inside, but they didn't know that outside people were being crushed. What happened was that, you know, before you pass into the stadium, you have to show your pass sanitaire and your tickets if you're coming in. So having passed that stage where we have the riot police who are outside the stadium in numbers, there is another pass before you get into the stadium itself. And that place is not usually that thick with riot police or gendarme police. All you have there is volunteers who stand there and you show them and you go in. So these people, the fans, outpowered or outmuscled and forced their way inside, outmuscling some of the volunteers who were there. I've seen the video, and that caused the stampede there, which about 30 something people got injured, others got severely injured, and the death toll as at about 11 p.m. was about 6. Then early hours of Tuesday morning, we got that 8 people, were confirmed dead. So it is a serious situation that has not gone down well with people here in Cameroon, football lovers all across the globe. Even those who do not love football have chipped into it. Some are blaming the organizers, some are blaming CAF. But I'll just tell you what were the resolutions or some of the statements from the press conference made by Dr. Patrice Motsepe, who is the CAF president, yesterday. There was an urgent press conference at the Hamadou Ahidjo Stadium in Yaoundé. And the first thing he said was that CAF is not responsible for the safety and security of people, that it's solely down to the Cameroonian government and the local organizing committee to take care of that. And then he also showed solidarity with the families and friends of the loved ones and the injured people. He did visit hospital to see some of these injured ones himself. And he said jokingly that the people who have been injured have left the hospital, they've been discharged, but they said that they can't wait to go back into the stadium and watch games. So that's the power of football. That's the love of football. It's a unifying factor, and we cannot take that away. But for people to lose their lives is what we do not want to see. So the CAF Supremo also said that the games which were left to be played at the Olembe Stadium, there's one to be played there on Sunday and others, we will not hold there anymore. So any game there has been moved to another venue, be it Japoma or the other stadium in Yaoundé. Will be hosting the games now, not the Paul Biya Stadium in Olembe. So it's an unfortunate incident. It has continued to spark outcry, and people are saying that those who are responsible for that lapses should pay for it.
Okay, good one there, David. Now we have been talking concerning the stampede that happened. Well, David, now let's leave that issue since we have mentioned what CAF president said concerning the occurrence. Now let's move to the matches that was played yesterday: Senegal versus Cape Verde and Morocco versus Malawi. Senegal, Cape Verde, we saw what happened to Sadio Mane, and that particular incident really is calling for review because a lot of people they don't understand why would they allow him to play on. Would you say, okay, that they have other players that could have come in for him, but they still allow him to be, before it was finally substituted, it was an occurrence that people are not too happy about. Talking about Sadio Mane.
Yes, we've talked about concussion, and the situation is that if a player is concussed and heavily so, he shouldn't continue the game. So I was surprised when Sadio, decided to continue, or the medical team of Senegal, said he should continue. Sometimes it's about the player if he wants to. We've seen some players saying, "I need to get back on. I need to get back on and play." But I was surprised. Mane is the key man for Senegal, and it's really disturbing. I don't know if he will continue with the quarterfinal because he was hospitalized, as we can see from the reports. But I'm thinking it was wrong for him to go back in there and play. It was wrong to go back into the fire because any other touch on his head, maybe we could have been having a situation where a player is passing out cold. But Senegal, like you said, have won the game. That's the most important thing. Another thing is the safety of people, the safety of players, which I think people should, try to look into first and foremost rather than look at the game. Senegal have not really set the tournament alight, but they continue to win. They continue to progress. They have the experience. Remember, this team reached the first 2 years ago in Egypt. So it is important to note that some teams might not peak from the beginning, but as the tournament wears on, they could come into it like it's showing.
Good one there. Now let's talk about the issue of the match that was played. Senegal, they were able to win 2-0. Were you expecting them to win that game before they won? Or
Of course, I was
was Cape
expecting them
Verde?
to beat Cape Verde. Yes, I expect them to beat Cape Verde, though they didn't play particularly too well, and Cape Verde no manufactured host of chances against them. But I still expect Senegal to win. Koulibaly, Mane, they have a lot of quality in that team, And if you take your eyes off them, they are going to punish you, irrespective of the fact that they've not been top notch. Like I said, they've not peaked yet. But as the tournament continues, who knows? They might top gear. But if you take your eyes off them, they are going to punish you. I didn't expect Cape Verde to win the game, despite the fact that they played a good game.
Okay, now let's move to Malawi, Morocco. Malawi, Morocco, well, as expected too, it was like a giant versus, but it happened that Morocco, they played their game 2-1. For when Malawi scored, a lot of people were like, okay, maybe Malawi want to go Gambia.
Yeah, well, what a goal that was to open the scoring. Come on, what a cracking that was from distance. The goalkeeper was caught off his line. He got no chance whatsoever to saving that ball. And when Malawi scored, Morocco didn't understand what had happened before they began to, step up the ante, step up the pace, coordinate themselves a little bit, and the passing began to flow. The Malawi still had chances on the break to punish them, but couldn't take it. So I think Morocco were full value for the win. Immediately after they went behind, after the concession of their goal, they stepped up their game and began to play well. We saw their quality on the wings. Ashraf Hakimi has been on the lips of everybody, and deservedly so because of his fine performance. He was fantastic. From build-up play to crosses to one-twos, then the free kick capping it off. What a player that is. Absolutely marvelous. If you were to ask me if he's the best in his position now, I'll say yes, 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 yes. He is. I don't see a right back like that, except Trent Alexander-Arnold comes into it, but Ashraf has just got something more.
Okay, now we've been looking at Morocco, Malawi, and David Oku has been talking to us from Garoua, Cameroon. Now, David, now let's look at the issue of Super Eagles. Yes, we know they are already out from the competition, but that seems to be one of the most loved teams before that eventual issue, match that happened between Nigeria and Tunisia. They were really gathering a lot of supporters from Africa. Despite the fact that the Eagles are out, you've been with, you were able to see all the players. How was the mood of those players before they left Garoua?
So good mood, and it happens when you lose out, especially in a game where you were expected to win. You just need to ask Italy how they felt losing to Korea in the 2002 World Cup. Couldn't eat; they just sat there, for days. So It's not gone down well. Players, especially those who have come in for abuses, not just criticism, but vile, racist words aimed at them in their DMs on social media, which should never happen. Maduka Okoye, Alex Iwobi have received death threats. When will this be out of foot totally? I think if you ask me, I would say it's never going to go. But it's unfortunate that we continue to live in a period where people behave like this. Unfair. Yeah, it's a mistake. The emotion is high. We win every time. Nigeria, it's demanding. But come on, do not behave like that to people. Even going as far as their DM to send death threats and messages. That's what shouldn't happen. I feel for the players. They were in high spirits. A lot of people say they were not tested in the group stage. I beg to differ because they played good games. They played against Egypt, a tough side. They also had a good game against Sudan and Guinea-Bissau. We've already seen Team Malawi, Cape Verde, Comoros causing upsets to other teams in this competition. So you wouldn't say Sudan and Guinea-Bissau were no matches. Nigeria played very well, and that raised the expectation. And why a lot of people back home, began to uh, tilt towards this was because of the circumstances with which they went into the Nations Cup with the coach issue, the little time for preparation, European clubs saga in releasing their players and all of those things. And back here in Garwa, the northern part, this is close to Yola, which is Adamawa State. So it's the Fulani region in here too. People took to Nigeria. They love Nigerians and all of that. So they were very down, not just Nigerians alone. The Cameroonians here in Garua were down when Nigeria lost out to Tunisia. It wasn't a good time. the fans were flabbergasted and stunned in the stadium. They couldn't move an inch at the final whistle. So it was very sad, very sad. But I think people have moved on now, and maybe where did we get it wrong? How can we put it right? Don't forget the playoffs for the World Cup is coming up against Ghana.
Okay, now we just have to, before we go, David, one more question for you before we go. Now, the fans, now that Nigeria is no longer there, who are they supporting? I'm sure it's going to be Cameroon.
Of course, the fans here are supporting Cameroon. That's the Cameroonians here. You need the streets, any Cameroon take to action. In and around Yelwa, Center City, Garoua, Mosque region. There are giant screens on the streets, and we have police everywhere, gendarme police everywhere, trying to ensure that there is peace, there is safety, there is serenity in and around. The Cameroonians, after every match, fly their flags, so they drive on motorbikes, so singing, blowing vuvuzelas. So the spirit here is high. And even Nigeria won games that was in the group stage, the Cameroonians also celebrated like that. You know, they have their here, Vincent Abubakar, he's from here. So Nigeria has exceeded the competition. The Nigerian fans have since left Garoua. Some Monday, some left yesterday. You know, Garoua has himself, you know, of Nigerians, and journalists too have left as Nigerian journalists. Some, well, there's some people like we remain till the competition is over. We are not just about Nigeria. We are interjournalists, and we need to continue to report.
Good one there. David, we want to appreciate you for your time from Garoua, Cameroon. David Oku there. Thanks very much.
Thank you so much for the opportunity.
There, well, we've just been talking with David Oku from Garoua, Cameroon, giving us details concerning what is happening there. AFCON updates concerning the Stampede that happened over there at Olembe Stadium in Yaoundé. Well, the matches have been moved away by CAF because of what happened. 6 people confirmed dead and a lot of people injured. Hopefully, such occurrence will not happen again. That's why they had to take such a measure coming from CAF. And also concerning Sadio Mane's concussion in the game against Cape Verde, having that head collision with the Cape Verde goalkeeper, yet he went on playing before he was finally substituted, complaining of a lot of pain on his head. But that has actually generated a lot of outcry right now in the whole world. People are saying, well, they should never allow him to continue. What if he drops there? Well, we just hope that Senegal medical personnel rather will do everything possible to get him fit, and if not yet, let him just stay away while others would give you the opportunity to play there. Well, we talk about the events over there in Cameroon. He also talked about Nigerians, how they behave. A lot of Nigerians were sending death threats to the likes of Maduka Okoye, Alexei Wobi, attacking the coaches and all that. Well, that is not needed. It's gone and it's gone. All we need to do now is to support them. After all, against Egypt, Sudan, Guinea-Bissau, we saw a different Eagles. Well, that's a mistake that happened. They will work on it. All we need to do right now is to make sure all hands are on deck concerning that game against Ghana. Both legs, we will have to win. If we want to go to Qatar 2022 World Cup, all we need is to support them. Super Eagles will do well next time. No need of abusing them. No need of sending death threats to them. Now we move away from AFCON stories now quickly. We talk about stories trending quickly. We look at, well, a particular club called Watford. Watford over there in England. Right now they've appointed Roy Hodgson, 76-year-old man, as their manager. Well, he is the oldest manager right now in the English Premier League. He was a former coach, manager of different clubs over there in England. Now he's with Watford, and he will be showcasing his talent, experience, and everything to make sure Watford get out of the place they are right now. Watford are not happy with what happened while they have Claudio Ranieri with them. Ranieri couldn't save them. 11 losses out of 14 matches. 4 months, he was booted out. The family that owns our club, they don't want to get any negative result. Well, for the space of 10 years, 14 14 managers in the space of 10 years with Watford. Now they want to see what can Roy Hodgson brings to the table. Can he salvage that team away from being relegated to bring them to at least stabilize that team called Watford? Well, Nigerians are beginning to pile up in that team. Watford, we have Dennis, we have other players. All of them are there. But the main thing is that can they get over this occurrence right now, struggling to get out of relegation? Can Watford do with Roy Hodgson? That's a question for him. What will he do with the players? Will he be able to get them out of the doldrum of losing games and get them to the mentality of winning games? It is very possible. All they need to do is to believe in themselves. Studies coming down from Watford there. And quickly, we look at Arsenal. Arsenal goalkeeper Ben Leno right now is pushing away from Arsenal. He wants to join Newcastle United. News reaching out is that Newcastle wants to get him. They want him to sign for them as a goalkeeper. Well, Ben Leno also is really trying to move away from Arsenal, trying to get at least Arsenal, Newcastle now. They have enough money to pay for his services, and he wants to join them. If everything goes well, Leno might just be moving away from Arsenal and will turn straight down to Newcastle. And if that happens, that will be a plus. It will be a plus for Newcastle, who right now are really going for different players over there across the whole globe. They are going for a lot of players. They want to make sure they become one of the forces to be reckoned with. It's no longer top 4. It's no longer top 5. Now it's going top 8, where you have other teams really spending the cash to get the best for their team. Newcastle United, they've joined the leagues of Tottenham. They've joined all the Everton. All the teams are making waves there. Even West Ham too. They are not pushovers when it comes to football. So Ben Leno joining Newcastle United could actually happen if everything goes well when it comes to that particular contract. Now, before we go, to let you know that matches will be coming up in the MPFL today. MPFL matches will be coming up. 3 matches will be coming up today. But we'll be taking that in our subsequent edition. But well, to let you know that Nigerians are still not too happy what happened, but they have to take it with good faith, in good faith rather. Just because of the fact that we lost out against Tunisia doesn't mean that's the end of it. We have to just have to believe in the Super Eagles of Nigeria. We have to really believe in ourselves that we can do it. Well, Nationwide League One will be starting. Well, right now, news coming out is the fact that nationwide organizers are telling the clubs, the club owners, that they should do everything possible to get qualified coaches for the Nationwide League One, as will be starting by March, and they will do everything possible for that to happen. But the main thing is that the club owners must make sure they get qualified coaches that know their onions, coaches that deserve to be there in the Nationwide League One. That is the 3rd tier of Nigerian league, and they want to see the best coming there. They must get their certificate ready. They must know about the game and also have the experience to control themselves, not the coaches that will be fixing games or the coaches that will be fighting after games. We've been giving you details concerning all the juicy sporting stories going around the globe. Before we go, to let you know, AC Milan are eyeing a move for Arsenal's Pierre Aubameyang. Aubameyang is a player that have really drawn a lot of noise from different clubs right now. But if AC Milan can get their acts together, they could get Aubameyang straight down to their camp. Aubameyang is not having it easy with Arsenal, as Mikel Arteta has shut the door against him getting back to that team. And right now, AC Milan, over there in Giuseppe Meazza or San Siro, they are knocking at the door to get the Gabonese player or the captain to join them. He couldn't do anything at the AFCON due to COVID, and he quickly rushed back. Well, that didn't save him right now. AC Milan are really trying to see if they can get this Gabonese captain. And if everything goes well, it could be done in the colors of AC Milan. That does it on 360 Sport. On Trust TV, I am Adeni Ajishafe. Thanks for watching.